even violence after a local activist group announced it's stepping up efforts to record police officers on the job. The Peaceful Streets Project started something called Wagner Watch, named after an APD officer who was involved in a controversial fatal shooting. And as Fox 7's Jenny Lee reports, the APA is asking for help from city leaders and lawmakers.
Aww.
I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe rolling down my window.
YouTube has plenty of video showing Peaceful Streets Project founder Antonio Beeler. This one was taken March 3rd. Beeler says he was following a police car as part of his cop watch. The group goes out weekly and records officers doing their jobs. Police say the officer grew suspicious of being followed, pulled Beeler over, searched him and the car.
Leave me alone! I did not commit a crime!
Beeler says he is now keeping a closer eye on APD officer Nathan Wagner. Wagner was involved in the controversial shooting of Byron Carter Jr. in May of 2011. A grand jury cleared the officer of any criminal wrongdoing. A federal jury also recently agreed that Wagner didn't violate any laws. The decision, however, doesn't sit well with Beeler. He was out of town but did a phone interview with us.
We're just flexing more of our volunteers downtown so we can keep an eye on Wagner and just increase the scrutiny on this particular cop.
We fully are afraid that this thing is going to turn violent before it's over because Beeler keeps escalating the harassment. So our officers are out there with absolutely no relief from this kind of harassment, and it's not going to end well.
Austin Police Association President Wayne Vincent says the extra scrutiny is dangerous.
There's not a thing wrong with citizens filming officers, and if their intent is to try to catch officers in misconduct, it would seem to me you'd want to film quietly where the police didn't even know you were there. These folks that we're talking about get in our officers' faces, follow them around, constantly walk into the scene and start talking to the people that we're trying to deal with. So this isn't about police accountability. This is about provoking and harassing officers to try to get the officers to react.
Beeler says that's not true.
We don't get in the way. You know, we don't ever interact with them when they're engaged in a stop. The only time we interact with them is when they interact with us. When they go after us and they tell us that we have to move back some arbitrary distance, they interfere with what we're doing, but we've never gotten between a cop and a suspect.
In New York, though, police officers are one step closer to getting a new law that would make it a crime to harass an officer. The Senate bill makes it illegal to harass, annoy, or threaten a police officer while on duty. They must make physical contact.
I think that's garbage. The police are not the ones who need protection in society. It's the people.
I think it's a step in the right direction.
Vincent says he is asking for help for officers on the streets from the police chief, the district attorney's office, and the county attorney's office. The APA president says the help could be extra manpower for officers on the streets when Beeler and volunteers show up to record. He says there was a bill that would have made it illegal to announce the presence of undercover officers, something Beeler did.
He has stalked our officers working undercover assignments and told the public that these were police officers.
But when I hear this stuff from Wayne Vincent, this garbage about how cops are scared, and if we keep filming them, that we're going to put them in danger, well, they need to find new jobs, and we need to find cops who can actually handle people standing there with cameras.
I have not committed crime.
Beeler continues growing his Peaceful Streets Project. He says there are chapters now in New York City, Sandusky, Ohio, and Manchester, New Hampshire. Jenny Lee, Fox 7 News Edge.
Now, Chief Officer Davis says the Peaceful Streets Project is a non-issue for police. He also says if they cross the line and violate any laws, they will be dealt with within the spirit and letter of the law.
Only one of the 4 workers hospitalized following